Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Newman City Council regular meeting, September 10th, 2019. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and remaining standing for the invocation. Ready to begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a thought for the day. One activity at a time. There's no need to rush. Let's pray. Most gracious Father, we thank you tonight for the opportunity to serve our community. We ask you to bless our community as we move forward with the business of our community. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mary. Could we have roll call, please?
Councilmember McDonald?
Here.
Graham? Here. Mayor Pro Tem Candia? Day?
Here.
Mayor Martina?
Here. And out of closed session, we have no reportable action. Moving on to 5, conflicts of interest.
None.
None tonight. 6, ceremonial matters, and there's none tonight. Moving on to item 7, which is items from the public. These are non-agenda items. Anyone would like to speak to the council, please go to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. Glennis Kidder, 936 Inyo Avenue here in Newman. And after just completing another successful fall festival, it got my brain thinking. And I'm looking forward to next year. And I've already met with Mr. Holland to try and get our bus back for our parade next year. And I wanted to bring it all to your attention so that you are aware that how much this bus means to our community. It was in almost every single parade we ever had, homecoming, fall festival. You can see the bus on the city seal. It was designed and built here in Newman in 1914, and we still have people who live here whose grandparents are in the original picture the day the bus went out for its first run. It's very important to all of us, and when Laylaw Bus was sold, it left. And it's been back once or twice, but we understand it's in Canada right now, and we would love to get it back for our 50th Fall Festival. So I'm asking for your support and whatever it takes to get it. And if we do need to have a fundraiser of some sort, we have several people lined up already willing to go to work to accomplish that. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak to the council?
Take your time. We'll be here all night.
Let's hope not. I don't think
Well, I wouldn't say all night, but
that's...
we'll wait a long time.
Good evening, my name is Catherine Jacobs. I live at 1141 Stanislaus Street. Excuse me, I have actually just 2 questions for the council. Same question, 2 parts. I live on Stanislaus. I don't know if you guys are aware of the condition of the road. That's part 2 of my question. Part 1 is the danger of the road right now. It seems that the majority of the cars that are driving on that road, they try to see how fast they can go from, I think it's R Street to the stop sign on Main Street. I don't have a traffic gun. I can't give you an accurate odometer reading or speed limit that they're going, but I would hazard a guess that they're going well above opposed to 25 to 30 mile an hour speed limit. And I've lived on Stanislaus for 5 years this month. It's my 5th anniversary here. Love this little town. Since I've lived there, we've had 4 accidents on the corner of Stanislaus and Q. I've responded to 3 of them. I'm not a nurse, I'm not a police officer, not an EMT, but I'm there before the police officers, the EMTs, or the ambulance gets there. The last 3 have been People have been hurt. Nobody, luckily, knock on wood, has died yet. I don't want to see anybody dead. We've already had 2 children almost run over by speeding vehicles in the last year and a half. My second part of the question is, when in the next, whenever is that road going to be repaired? You cannot walk on it, and as you can see, I'm handicapped. I can't walk across the street without this cane and another without tripping. There are divots in that road that are anywhere between 3 to 4 inches deep. Some sections of the road, you can see the rebar. That's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, is anyone else in the audience like to speak to the council? Please understand that we can't take any action on any items that you bring before the council. But it's not something, we'll look at it. I'm sure that,
Yeah, we've kind of, it's one of the roads that we have on our survey. That and Mariposa are 2 that are going to require more improvements as opposed to just an overlay. There probably more have to be a grind in place and a few other ones. Our next scheduled big project is around 2021. We can, in the meantime, look out on Stanislaus and see if there's some interim measures that we can do. We can also get our PD out there, making sure that things are slow down in that area by putting some patrol out there and just keeping an eye on things for now. But
We've tried that with the PD in the past, but we've had a patrol vehicle parked there. And you all know if anybody sees a police officer's vehicle or a police officer in the area, what does everybody do? They slow down immediately.
That's the goal.
Yeah, it's the goal,
It's-
but however, they slow down for that time.
I understand.
The officer's not
Right,
there.
it's the catch-22, so we'll do that. We'll have our traffic engineer look at that area too and see if it's appropriate for stop signs or something else. Some ever traffic calming measures that could be taking place, because the challenge is, even if we go out and pave it, but we don't look at the traffic calming effects, all you're going to do is increase the speed, because now it's a better road and people are going to drive even faster on it. So what we'll do is we'll get our traffic engineer to see if there's any traffic calming improvements that we can place on it.
Perfect.
And then that would maybe get some recommendations. Same thing we did with Canal School Road.
Right.
As you know, we had some issues out there for a while, and we had some traffic calming put in place, and we really haven't had as many complaints since then, so we'll have that looked at.
And I'd just like to say thank you so much for coming in, because see, what happens is that when people just ignore it and don't bring it to the city sometimes, basically it just falls in between the cracks. So thank you so much for just coming and letting us be aware of the seriousness of the street.
No, not at all.
I'll be here in 6 months if nothing's done and asked. I know that nothing can get done tomorrow. I understand that. I'm not a baby in the woods. It takes time, it takes money, it takes budgeting. But I'm afraid someone is going to get seriously hurt.
Thanks for your concern.
I don't want to respond to an accident or, God forbid, a child's death. Because I live on the corner. I'm there before the fire department or the police department gets there. I'm usually the one calling.
Yes.
So I'm not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. Honestly, I'm not. I'm just trying to tell you that this is not something we can just say we'll look into it in 6 months. We can't.
Well, that's saying that not old saying, but new saying now, when you see something, say something.
Oh, trust me, honey, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
20 years Air Force, I say a lot of things.
Yeah.
I thank you, gentlemen, and ladies, for
Thank
your
you.
time.
thank you. Anyone else in the audience like to speak to the council? Okay, if not, we're going to move on to our consent calendar. It's a long one. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolution except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the August 27, 2019 meeting. D, adopt resolution number 2019, next number, a resolution declaring certain personal property surplus property and authorizing disposal and/or sale of properties. E, adopt resolution number 2019, next number, a resolution accepting the Merced Street CMA Cube bike/pedestrian improvements federal project CML-5172027 and CML-5172028 as completed and authorizing the city clerk to record a notice of completion with the Stanislaus County and authorizing the city manager to make final payment of the retention funds to the Taylor Backhoe Service, Inc. F, adopt resolution number 2019, next number, a resolution accepting the construction of Wells 6R project as completed and authorize the city clerk to record a notice of completion with Stanislaus County and authorizing the city manager to make final payment of retention funds to Norcal Pump and Well Drilling and Santex.
I move that we approve the consent calendar as read.
And I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried with 4, with 1 absent. Thank you. Moving on to 9. 9 is a public hearing. First reading and introduction of ordinance number 2019, next number, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Newman, amending Title 11.05-.040, water rates of the Newman City Council Code, setting water rates, fees, and related services charges effective November 2nd, 2019, and authorizing the city clerk to publish a summary of said ordinance.
That was a long one. Evening, Mayor, council members. We're at the end of the Prop 218 process. If you remember, we did a study a while back, which the city adopted, which suggested that we should raise our rates to a certain level that's before you, so that we can pay for all the maintenance for our water system, and as well as complete our capital improvement projects. Tonight, we have 3 things that we need to take care of. First is conducting a public hearing. At the close of the public hearing, we need to tally all the protest votes. And then lastly, if no protest vote majority has been recorded, council need to vote on whether we adopt or at least introduce the ordinance. The current status is we have 8 protest votes that we received over the last 45 days. So, Mayor, if you would open it up to anybody else that wishes to protest, we'll take theirs.
At this time, I'm going to open up the public. Anyone would like to speak to this issue? There being, no? Okay.
We close the protest?
Okay.
We close the public hearing, yes?
I'll bring it back to the council for direction. Oh, sorry.
Just close the protest.
Close the public hearing.
Okay, close.
Since no majority protest was received, the ordinance before you tonight is an introduction and first reading to update the water rates currently listed in our city ordinances. A second reading of this ordinance will take place at September 24th, 2019 regular city council meeting. And then if approved at both meetings, the new water rates would become effective November 2nd. Happy to take any questions you have.
Any questions for the financial director?
The protests that you have recorded, how does that count in terms of the total activity? I mean, is it significant? Is it not significant?
It's not significant at all. We did 3,475 mailings, and in order for a protest vote to prevent the ordinance from passing, we'd need 1,738 protest votes to come back, and we received 8.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
Okay. Bring it back to the council for direction.
So you need us to approve the reading and then accept the ordinance, correct?
It would be a motion for introduction.
Okay. I move that we I move that we approve the first reading and introduction of ordinance 2019, next number, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Newman amending Title 11.05.040 water rates of the Newman City Code, setting the water rates, fees, and related services charges effective November 2nd, 2019, and authorizing the city clerk to publish a summary of said ordinance.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion's been made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried 4 with 1 absent.
Thank you.
Okay, 10 is regular business. There is none tonight, so we're moving on to item 11, items from District 5, Stanislaus County Supervisor, Mr. Jim D. Martini.
Good evening, Mayor Martina, members of the council. I just love the way you just move your meetings along. So anyway, I just have a few things tonight. As far as the Crow's Landing Air Base, we did pick a contractor to do the engineering. The company's name is called Wood Rogers. I really don't know more about them than that. I know there was an Odell Engineering and then another company that applied also. So they are hired to do the engineering for the roads and the storm drain in particular, which is kind of a big deal there because there's a lot of slope and a creek that's running through the air base. The project is supposed to take about 8 months. Nothing's been on time there yet, so I would think the 8 months will easily go to a year. And now these guys are just engineering, they don't build anything, so once they get the engineering plans, then we'll have to go out for bid to get somebody to actually build the storm drain and the roads. Also, the county has the land up for lease. Our former tenant had died unexpectedly, and his family didn't want to continue farming the place, so we've got about 1,000 acres up there that is for lease for anybody who's interested for next year. We would do a multi-year lease. Excuse me, allergy's been bothering me all day today. But anyway, that's, I just wanted to mention that the land is for lease, 1,000 acres. And it's just kind of a make offer. We don't have really a set price in mind or term can be done. We're interested in talking to anybody who's interested in farming it. As far as the task force goes, the art and essay contest is kind of underway a little bit. Last night I made a presentation to the Newman School Board, introducing the theme and giving the packets to the school board members. Tomorrow night I go to Gustine and have a presentation to them, and then on Monday, Patterson. And also, there's a councilman from Gustine who's going to take care of Our Lady of Miracles and Sacred Heart, because both those schools have competed in the past. So, a healthy heart, see, what is it? It's a catchy little thing. Yeah, I can't even remember what it is. I'm going to be like Mr. Biden, but I can be, I think, well, I don't know. I forget. I don't want to be like Biden there, but I can't remember what it was, but it is a cute little saying there that we picked up. I didn't bring it with me tonight. Anyway, besides the art and essay contest, we do have the Senior Health and Nutrition Program. That is September 30th at the Patterson-Hammond Senior Center, 12:30 to 2. That is a free event. We will have speakers there, cooking demonstrations. This is our second annual one. And as always, there's no charge for anything that we do. As far as construction projects, Public Works gave me a little sheet yesterday of interest to this area. Is we're moving along the Hills Ferry Road bridge replacement. I told you this bridge has been damaged so much so that it has to be torn down and completely replaced. The county is pushing that along because we have a timeline to get the federal money, so we've appropriated $2.46 million for design work and environmental work. And we are trying to get this thing ready for construction in spring of 2012. Or 2022, rather. And that's fast for the county. This is a complete bridge replacement. That means the old one has to be torn down and then a new one constructed. So this is way more than what we were expected. We just thought we'd shore it up a little bit and make it a little stronger, but our engineer said that the bridge has to be completely replaced. This will probably cost $10 million by the time we're through with it, but we do have the federal funding in place for that, and we just have to meet the deadline for the engineering to be completed to get the federal funding. That's why we're pushing it as hard as we are. There's also one other bridge in this area close by here. It's the Kilburn Road over the Oristamba Creek. That bridge was built in 1918, and it is also not repairable. It has to be completely torn down and replaced. And we are working on the final design right now. It'll be done this next year, and the construction is scheduled for replacement of the Kilburn Road bridge in 2021. So, and that one is fully funded also. So anyway, bridges are like the most expensive thing I think you can do. We just did one, it's only a few days away from completion over McHenry Avenue, over the Stanislaus River. And we had a presentation for that one today, and that was $34 million to do that bridge. And there's been a few other little improvements there for the turning, signalization and such, so bridges are really costly things to do. But the county has actually got quite a few of them in the works, including the Tuolumne Ridge River Bridge on 7th Street, which has to be completely torn down. All these bridges, you can't fix them anymore. You have to just practically tear them down now. They just don't meet seismic standards anymore, and especially stuff that was built more than 50 years ago. So, anyway, that's all I have tonight.
I have a couple questions in reference to the bridge, especially the bridge, Hills Ferry. I think we discussed this about a year or so ago in reference to that bridge, and I brought up that it would probably be much cheaper, and I think you kind of agreed with me, Dee, is that building a temporary for detour, because in that area that you're talking about, there's a lot of traffic that goes into Turlock. And if that bridge is closed down for a year or whatever it may take in terms of building that bridge, it's going to detour people way out the way to try to get to where they're going, especially the farmers that farm in that area. So I just said that to say this again, is that it might be cheaper to, let's say, build a temporary so that the people will not be detoured all out the way while this bridge is being built. And I think that you had mentioned something, that basically you were going to check and see.
Yeah, I could ask Public Works, something like what we did on the McHenry Avenue Bridge. We built a new section of the bridge and kept the old one open. And then, of course, it was widened too. Then we tore down the old one and then added 2 lanes where that one was. Although I don't know on this one here if they're going to try and keep it open on one side while they build it. That's generally what they do. Mm-hmm. I know the 7th Street Bridge is not possible to do that. That thing is just in so bad a shape that actually shouldn't even be driving on it right now. And that road will be closed for a year and a half. But I could check with Public Works. I mean, it's very typical where they build a new one alongside the old one and then tear that one down, and the way you have a new bridge there. That's probably what's going to be done.
I hope so.
But the bridge cannot be saved. It has to be demolished. So I'll check into that, and I'll get back to you in your next meeting. I'll get an answer for you.
Okay, thank you, Dee.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we're going to move on to item 12, items from the city manager and staff.
Thank you, Mayor, and members of the council. Just wanted to welcome back our city attorney, who's been out for a while. It's good to see you. Second, wanted to thank the council for barbecuing this weekend and coming out to soccer and spending time out there with the kids. It was a good event. I thought, I was a little nervous moving to Barrington. It's a little bit smaller than Sherman Park, but I think all in all, it went pretty well. The fields were spaced out enough that the crowds didn't seem to overwhelm. So Miss Allie has done a good job of trying to keep that moving forward. So the next thank you, I wanted to send a shout out and a thank you to the Fall Festival Committee. We had another great Fall Festival here. the 49th, as you saw, Miss Kidder was here today. We're going into number 50 next year, so I think that's going to be a big one. I know a lot of people in the community have been gearing up for that one for a couple years. They really want to celebrate the Fall Festival at their next 50th. I've talked to Miss Kidder we're going to reach out to the school bus company ourselves as well and see what we can do to help them encourage that company to bring the bus to us for that event. So I'm just kind of working on getting the contact information right now. At our last meeting, we talked a little bit about the district survey, and I did get a copy of that, and I apologize, I meant to print that out for you. What I'll do is I'll email it to you, and then I'll also put a hard copy in the mail, and we'll just mail each one of you a copy of the hard copy of the survey. So you'll get both the digital copy and the hard copy as well. So you can expect the digital tomorrow, and the hard copy will be a couple days later than that. We'll either drop it off at your house or stick in the mail to you. And then lastly, I know you guys were asking about that bridge. We'll have Catherine, she meets with Public Works Directors monthly, and so when we see Dave, the Public Works Director, we'll also share the concerns of our community. It would be a significant hit to our community if everybody had to, go all the way to Crow's Landing in order to detour that area if they so built it that way. I think if it's possible, I believe Public Works will accommodate and allow traffic to continue to go through there. They're just going to have to expect delays, but we'll follow up on that as well as supervisor. So, and that's all that I have right now, and I can answer any questions you may have.
Question? No? Thank you, Michael. Lieutenant Short?
Nothing to share tonight, but I can answer any questions that you may have of me.
I just want to congratulate the police department, because during the Fall Festival, I know that we had more people than we've ever had before. I've never seen so many people. So crowd control, whatever you guys did, you did it right, because I didn't hear any issues or any rules, and I'm sure you had them.
Actually, there was no incidents in the park reported to the police department. Usually we'll have one missing child or something from the carnival. We didn't have any missing children this year, and we didn't have any physical altercations or verbal arguments that were reported to the police department or observed by the police department. So it was really quite quiet for the Fall Festival, and I don't want to use that word because...
Well, did you feel it was a larger crowd?
It was similar to the year where it was really hot in the 110s. It was smaller during the day, and then as the sun went down, the crowd came into the Rotary area.
We
for
don't
their
track
booth
the number of people that attend, but...
No, there is no tracking the number to attend, but the crowd was good. I think they did well.
Anyway, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say that this was, I guess, one of the first, I've been here 15 years, so I've only missed one Fall Festival, but this has been the first time that I've seen a lot of people that basically have come from out of town to the Newman Fall Festival. And the way it's been controlled is a wonderful thing. And now I'm hearing another thing is that the city of Newman is one of the safest cities in the valley. And that's a reflection on our police department. And I always tell Randy, that you guys are doing a great job. And I know that the work is probably getting extremely harder because there's more people moving into our community. And only thing I do is I keep you in prayer, and that you guys keep up doing the great work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Boo, nothing tonight?
Didn't have anything tonight.
Catherine?
Nothing tonight, but I can answer any questions.
Well, Keith, you have to have something.
I do. I didn't think I was going to have a lot of time with Catherine before me, but no, this Saturday, you guys, anyone that's interested, the Newman Fire Auxiliary, they're an ancillary organization that supports the Newman Fire Department. They do a lot for our Fire Prevention Week in the elementary schools. They actually supply us with all the materials. So they'll be doing their annual tri-tip barbecue drive-through. Tickets are $10, so we'd love that support for their organization. And I have those tonight if anyone needs them. You can answer any questions you might have.
I think my wife has tickets, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You don't want to buy from her, though.
Nice.
Thank you so much for the ride on the Fall Festival
Oh, yeah.
parade.
Our
It was
pleasure.
great. I enjoyed that.
Did you really have complaints about somebody honking the horn a lot?
They said some funny-looking guy was in there honking the air horn a lot. I don't know what it
The
was.
mistake that Bill made me, he showed me the horn, I said,
That's what I
"Ooh."
heard, that's what I heard. He got in trouble for that.
Funny. It was,
The Oristimba Band thanked you.
Were you guys behind them? I didn't even know where you were, I was at the end.
yeah.
We did replace the air horn for some reason. It was-
Send the bill to the mayor.
Yeah, it's in there.
Thank you for the use of your fire truck. Anyway. Casey, do you have anything to?
Outstanding job, like Mr. Holland said, we barbecued this weekend out at the soccer. There was a great turnout, unbelievable how many kids are out there playing soccer. It's, what, close to 500, 480?
480.
That's an amazing turnout for youth soccer in this little town. Fall Festival was great, again, like Mr. McDonald said, great job by the law enforcement down there. Great turnout, it was really pleasing. And yeah, as he said, that the article came out, Newman is safest in Stanislaus County and 20th in the state.
That's great.
Safest town in the town, so we don't want that out too far because we don't want too many people moving here, but enough. Other than that, I think everybody was for their work on the Fall Festival, great job.
Great job.
Thank you so much. Roy?
Yeah. Just sort of to update you all in reference to my health. Doctors have said I'm online. I once again appreciate all of your prayers. I'm just taking one step at a time. I've been blessed, and I'm back here at doing my work for the city. And I want to thank you all, for coming out tonight, and please don't make this your last time, because there's wonderful things that are fixing to take place in the city of Newman that you could be a part of in terms of making, our decisions, more acceptable, for the community. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you.
Again, thank you to the Fall Festival Committee. Excellent activities this year. Look forward to 50.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are. That's going to be quite a celebration. And the importance of safety in our community is our police department, of course, and our fire department, but it's the citizens too. It's everybody looking out for your neighbor, looking out for each other. And it makes the police department's job easier, and the fire department's job easier, and Public Works, and the city, and everybody else, when everybody's looking out for everybody. As the lady came forward this morning, earlier in our meeting, street needs to be looked at. Let's take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know those things unless you come and tell us.
Right.
So please, we're anxious to hear from you. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mary. The only thing I would say, that we have the Fall Festival, and really it's a golden opportunity for us to showcase our town. And people come from other cities and stuff like that, and they get an opportunity to see what a real city's like.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks to everyone for making it so successful.
Yeah.
And again, I'd like to say this sound system is very good. And with that, I'd like to ask for.
So moved. Second?
Okay, motion's been made and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.